Hello, I'm Marissa, Eat This Not That social media director, and we are about to go live with Tim Liu, member of our medical expert board. Tim is an online fitness and nutrition coach based in Los Angeles. He helps busy men and women lose fat and build muscle without having to live in the gym. And today he is going to be joining us to answer questions that you, our followers, previously submitted, all about how to lose weight with fitness this spring. We are about to enter a new season, so it's as timely as ever to talk fitness and weight loss. So let's go ahead and bring Tim in. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Marissa.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So, you just heard my spiel probably many times over. For everyone else, this is Tim Liu. He's a member of the expert board, and he is going to talk about losing weight with fitness. So, Tim, I have all of these questions our followers submitted. Is there anything you'd like to say just to set us up before we jump?
Let's see. What do I have to say? Well, it's going to be a start of a new season, and winter is coming to an end. And it's funny because with the timing of everything, usually people who set New Year's resolution goals tend to fall off either, the 6 week to 8 week mark. Their intentions were good. They're like, yeah, I want to finally lose, 30 pounds, or I finally want to get in shape. But it hasn't happened. So this is a perfect time to not only give them the right game plan, but also give them the right motivation to make it happen going into spring and summer. So they're looking good, feeling good, and finally where they want to be.
Awesome. That's great. Let's jump right in. The first question we received is, which workout app on your phone is the best for weight loss? Do you have one to recommend?
I'm a little biased because my clients, they use my platform that I coach them with, Ice Trainer Ice. That is more of a trainer-client relation. But there's so many apps out there, like Fitbot app does one. I'm sure any of the in-store one works. But the most important thing is it really doesn't matter which platform it is, as long as you can stick with it consistently and it has instructions on how to do an exercise properly. If you're going in blind and you're like, oh, how do I do a dumbbell shoulder press? I'm like, I don't know. I need to look up the form. As long as it has videos on how to do them properly and it's something that you can stick to consistently, that's the most important thing.
Awesome. Makes sense. Next, what workouts are the best for targeting sagging?
Okay, so with sagging of any body part, the most important thing is that you're doing some sort of exercise that is strength building and muscle building, because a lot of times we need to replace the loose, saggy skin with lean muscle to help tone and tighten up that area. So let's hypothetically say, oh, I've got, flabby arms. I need to work on my turkey bingo wings. You want to make sure that you're doing exercise that directly target your triceps. So it could be, if you have dumbbells, like a tricep extension, it could be a chest press with dumbbells. It could be, a push-up. Any sort of strength movement that works that area, you're going to need to do to help build and maintain. But a lot of the times we also don't want to make the mistake of also doing very light weights for high reps to help tone and tighten up those areas. We need to be lifting a little heavier, so it forces your body to build muscle there and to really tighten things up.
Okay. Next, what are the best exercises to target belly fat specifically?
Okay, so with belly fat, the most important thing for you to do is to make sure that you're eating a healthy diet, you're in a calorie deficit. I can have you do crunches, sit-ups, leg lifts, side bends until you're blue in the face, but if you don't take care of your diet, it's never gonna shrink or loosen up or tighten up. So once you get your diet down, there are certain exercises that can help build muscle, lean muscle strength, and direct blood flow there, because there is research saying, hey, ab exercises are important to help with that area, but we need to be making sure that we nail our diet and also do the right thing. So I like movements, let's say for belly fat, I like leg lift movements I like V-ups. I like bicycle crunches. I like um, any sort of movement where you're crunching forward with some sort of resistance. So you could use a cable, you can use a band, you could do a weighted crunch holding a dumbbell. And also, we want to make sure that we're also training the core strength aspect of it. Crunches, sit-ups, leg lifts, all that's great, but we also want to make sure that our spine is strong as well. So movements like planks, side planks. If you have an ab wheel, that's a great exercise as well to help strengthen the area. So nail your diet. Make sure you're doing movements that drive blood flow to the abs, like your leg lifts and your crunches, and also training stuff that builds stability in your spine, like a plank, side plank, ab wheel.
Okay. Very interesting. I've never heard that specifically about exercises that draw blood flow. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, next we have, can I lose with low impact workouts only? Will it take longer, and which are the most effective?
You can absolutely lose weight with lower impact exercises, workouts for sure. When it comes to weight loss, it's all about energy balance, meaning you want to be burning more than you eat. So if you get your diet in order and you're, in a consistent calorie deficit, you're getting your lean protein, getting in any sort of movement is going to help burn extra calories, get your metabolism up, and also doing any sort of resistance training to build your lean tissue, that's going to help you lose weight. So in terms of low impact exercises, some of my clients who are, whether they're injured or they're older or they have some sort of issue that doesn't allow them to do any sort of hard exercise, you can work around it. So some lower impact movements would be, say, body weight exercises, using bands, using machines. Those can be a good way for you to challenge your muscles without putting a lot of stress on your joints or on your body. So I prefer having clients do more full body exercises, especially if they're not as conditioned or if they can't work out as much. That way you're able to get more muscle groups engaged for the short amount of time you have during the week. So it could be something like a band resisted squat, and then some rows with some bands, and then maybe an incline push-up on a bench. Or if they can't do a push-up, maybe a light dumbbell chest press or a shoulder press. So in that way we can still engage the muscles, you're still being challenged without stressing the body too much. So absolutely you can do low impact stuff to lose weight.
Next, I want to lose weight and gain strength, but I'm afraid of looking bulky. What should and shouldn't I do?
Okay, so in order to look bulky, it comes down to eating more than you burn. A lot of people complain about how they started working out and they're trying to get toned, skinny, all that stuff, but they end up getting bulky. It's not the training program that's made them bulky; it's more of their diet. A lot of people make the mistake of, okay, I've worked hard and now I get to eat a little bit more to help recover, give my muscles the right nutrients, and they end up overdoing it and they end up gaining weight in the process, and that's what gave them the bulk. So first you want to make sure that you're controlling your diet, you're not overeating, because if you're starting an exercise program, there's a good chance that your appetite's going to go up from all the extra activity. So once you've got that in check, you want to make sure that you are doing strength training and you are doing the right exercises in the right order. In order to continue building strength, you want to pick a mostly compound movements, so like your squats, your presses, your rows, and then just focusing on getting stronger with those. Let's say with the squat, you're trying to do a dumbbell squat with 10 reps. So once you've gotten 3 sets of 10 at, say, 20 pounds and it feels pretty good, you can bump up to 25 the next week. So that's a good way for you to build strength while controlling your diet without getting you bulky. If arms, for example, are a big area that you want to make sure it's not as bulky, there are certain exercises that won't give it that look. So let's say for triceps, you could do more overhead movements. That's a good way without getting the arms to look extra bulky, because it targets something called the long head, which is the the saggy overhang area, the problem area that a lot of ladies tell me that they want to work on. That's a good area to get strong with. Yeah, and same with curls. You
Okay.
can't really get big biceps. It's very hard to get big biceps without eating extra calories.
Okay.
So,
Very, and wonderful answer to this person's question. They shouldn't be too concerned. Okay, what are the best exercises to target love handles?
okay. All right, just like belly fat, you want to make sure that you're getting your diet down, and also doing cardio as well to get active, burn some calories. In terms of love handles, a lot of people make the mistake of doing a lot of weighted oblique exercises like weighted side bends or weighted cable chops. We just like any other muscle group, it can grow if you train it too much, too often, too heavy. So you want to make sure that you're doing other movements that doesn't load the side, your obliques. So things like side planks, hip lifts. You could do chops like with a band or cable, but make sure that you keep the weight not as heavy and you work higher reps. And also, you can also do any sort of like rotation movement, whether it is with a barbell if you have one, like a light barbell, just focusing on turning the shoulders and hips. Let's see here. So another love handle exercises. I think that's it. Not training it too much, not going too heavy, and focusing more on the core strength and staying away from weighted side bends. That's going to be the best thing for your love handles.
Now someone asked, how much weight loss is too much?
Okay, so a lot of it is weight dependent. So when you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to just chase high numbers on the scale because you also risk losing lean muscle mass.
Okay.
And that's going to tank your metabolism. That's why a lot of people who do yo-yo dieting, where they lose a ton of weight and then regain it all back, and then they end up having trouble losing it again, is because a lot of the weight they initially lost was lean muscle, and they've regained a ton of the weight back as fat. So their metabolism is basically tanked, and you got to work on building and maintaining your lean muscle as you continue to drop weight. I like to use a formula, a percentage, because it varies from person to person. A healthy weight to lose each week without risking losing lean muscle is 0.5% to 1% of your body weight. Yeah, 0.5% to 1% is a healthy rate to go at based on a lot of research.
Okay. That's great to know. Now we have, what is the right diet when I want to lose fat but maintain muscle?
Okay. So the best diet to maintain muscle while losing fat is one that is higher protein. The protein is going to help not only keep you satiated, it's also going to keep your metabolism up and help you maintain your lean mass as you continue dieting. So in terms of the amount you should eat, most people don't even get 100 grams. So you want to make sure that you're getting at least 100 grams a day. And also about 1 gram, no more than 1 gram per pound of your body weight is enough. So let's say if you're 150 pounds, 150 grams a day is plenty. If you're a little less, maybe like 120, 130, but making sure you're getting over at least 100 grams a day, that's step one.
Okay. I'm sorry if this puts you on the spot, but do you have an example to someone who's not familiar of like what that might look like as far as a meal for that?
Sure. Let's say you weigh 120 pounds, just to make it easy. So a meal would look like, a cup of Greek yogurt and maybe half a scoop of protein powder. That gets you 30 to 40 grams right there. 3 eggs is 18 grams of protein, so you could do like 2 eggs and 1 white if you're worried about the fat. And then you can add some sort of other lean protein on top, like maybe a chicken sausage. So that'll get you like 30-ish grams right there.
So it's very, very doable.
Yeah.
Not a big task. Great. And now we've reached the final question that was submitted. It is, I'm on a weight loss journey, but struggling to stay motivated. What are your best tips for sticking with it?
With motivation, you can't really rely on it to help reach your goals because it's going to come and go. in order to stay motivated, well, one, you want to establish the habits because once you get moving, the motivation will follow. And you also want to make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy and it's something that you could do consistently. You know, if there's a hardcore workout, hit class, or, you know, some sort of crazy workout, like, sure, it's fun, but you're wiped out afterwards and you don't have the motivation to work out the next day. Is it really the best thing for you? In terms of workout, you want to pick something that is sustainable, doable, something that you can repeat multiple times during the week. And in order for you to stay motivated, let's say you're having trouble sticking to your diet because you're just not motivated to eat healthy, you want to pick something that you could do just like your workout sustainably. So instead of being very restrictive with your diet, you start with, you know, a smaller calorie deficit while including the foods that you enjoy. Like, say, hey, do I have to give up chocolate in order for me to lose weight? No, you don't have to. As long as, you know, you stay within your calories, you're eating healthy. Otherwise, you can still fit it in. Like, a couple squares isn't going to make or break you. Another ways to keep motivated is, let's say you've been on the same workout program for 6 to 8 weeks. You're just bored. You just don't want to do it anymore. Changing it up and having some sort of new program can be really motivating for you. If you're tired of just grinding away and it's just like, nah, I'm over it. So
Okay.
those are best ways to stay motivated.
Fantastic advice, Tim. It was wonderful having you as always. Everyone that tuned in, if you tuned in once we're done, this live is going to live on Eat This Not That's Facebook profile. So please, right after we sign off, it'll be there. Go back to the beginning because Tim shared so much information. As you always do, it's always a blast having you on. Please, before we sign off, tell everyone watching where they can find you and follow you for a lot more of this.
Yeah, so you can find me here on Facebook under my name, Tim Liu. I'll leave a comment in the post once it's up. You can also find me on Instagram if Instagram is your platform. My name, Tim Liu Fitness. And also my website, timliufitness.com. If you have any questions, add me as a friend, shoot me a follow, send me a message, and we can chat.
Wonderful. Thank you so much again. Hope you'll be joining us for another Q&A very soon.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was fun. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All of you guys soon.
Watching. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, you too.